The full story is that I was actually looking at some luxury kitchen appliances. I was looking at a list, and one of the things on the list was you could have home composter as a luxury kitchen appliance. I thought that's really cool. I didn't know that was a thing. So I started looking into it. Basically, I found that there's two types of composters that are common. There's one type that grinds food scraps and it dehydrates them. And then the Reencle, which is kind of different than most, uses a bacteria to break down the food. And in my opinion, that way was preferable because when you dehydrate the food, sometimes it can become salty, or even if that doesn't happen, it can become basically further away from true compost. So it takes longer. You might have to cure it for a month instead of a couple days or a week. It takes longer to implement into your garden. And it's more of like a true fertilizing compost compared to a mulch. I thought that the Reencle was the best, and that's why I chose the Reencle. I bought a tiny little townhouse. The backyard was just a patch of dirt and a little concrete slab. And so I thought, I'm either gonna put a hot tub into this or a garden. And as we all know, I ended up putting in a garden. Just my personality is to go big when I commit to something. I like to go all out, and a big part of going all out in gardening is making sure that your soil health is good. Because the easiest thing that you can control, I think, is making your garden have good soil, and then your plants will naturally grow well, not just this year, but also in future years. And so naturally, I just started realizing that I need to learn about what makes soil good, and with that, I started learning about composting. My dream garden situation, so I do love gardening in my small townhouse. I think the dream is to have a little bit more space just so that I can do more things. For example, I typically don't grow a lot of watermelons or other crops like that take a lot of space. But if I had more space, I totally would. So I've seen some really cool gardens where you have like a third of an acre fenced off, very separate, and then different tall raised garden beds. And then you can even have chickens that you can integrate in to eat food scraps as well as using composting methods. So that'd probably be my dream, I'd say.